Hi everyone, welcome to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel. This is Arena and today we have Fuzzy Hugs. This is illustrated by Ada Zamora. We also have the Winter Forest cover, Creative Cuts Dies. These products are part of the Mama Elephant 7th anniversary release and they will be available on September 15th. I'm going to be watercoloring these images using the Arteza Real Brush Pens. I've also stamped them out in the VersaFine Vintage Sepia and Versamark ink. And I'm using real watercolor paper, the Arteza Expert in the 140 pound. So in this video, I decided I wanted to gradually kind of conquer watercoloring. It's just one of those things where it's not my skill set. So whenever I use Artezas or Zigs, I'll always use the Bristol Smooth cardstock because it just makes using those markers and pens just glide on and it's kind of foolproof. So I use the Bristol Smooth. But with the watercoloring, I really do love the look of layered colors on top of each other, and you can't do that with the Bristol Smooth cardstock because that's not what it was made for. So today I decided to use real watercolor paper, and I did practice on it a little bit before I started filming. And the thing that I learned, because I don't normally work on it, is you have to load up your brush with water, a lot of water. You can't go in dry with your Zigs or your Artezas because the watercolor people, it'll just soak up that pigment and you won't be able to move it around. So when you go in, you need to go in with a lot of water, and that way you could swish it around and kind of get the effects that you want. I also really like the texture of watercolor paper. It kind of has this, I don't know, like cloth feel to me, and I really like the way it looks on cards. So I really enjoyed my foray into real watercoloring. So for the next couple of videos, I do use watercoloring because I wanted to practice more. Here is what the final images look like, and you know what, y'all? I love them. I love the way it looks, and I'm glad that I kind of stepped outside my comfort zone on this. So we're using the Winter Forest cover here. I've cut it out 3 times. We're going to make 3 shaker cards because I wanted to use all 3 of the larger images from the stamp set. The stamp set is one of my top favorites for this release. I love everything, but the stamp set in particular, it's so pretty and it's so fun to color. So I'm using some Distress Oxide inks here. I'm going to do some ink blending. I've cut out the Winter Forest cover and we're just going to do a fade to white. Really super quick blending. These are my 3 favorite Distress Oxide colors. The 3 colors are Tattered Rose, which you've heard is my all-time favorite, Antique Linen, and Dried Marigold. Around the Winter Forest cover, there's a thin border and it's bordered by stitching, so I like to mask that off and then do my ink blending, and it looks so nice, especially when you do the darker at the top and then you fade to white into the snow. I love it, and it's so easy to do. So I'm taking one of the sentiments from the stamp set and then I'm positioning it. I'm going to use the same sentiment for all 3 shaker cards. It just makes it super quick because my stamp is already positioned and I can go ahead and stamp the other 2 without having to reposition the stamp. So last year I had the opportunity to guest DT and I had made the shaker card, and every year I wanted to use these foam balls that I got from the 99-cent store. Never did it, finally did it last year, and the foam balls were too big for the foam tape that I had. So I went on Amazon and I think I bought weather stripping because this tape was like super thick and it was 1/4 of an inch, and it's what I needed for these shaker cards. So this is what I'm using. I think it says weather stripping. I just looked it up, but I'm taking my Winter Forest cover. I'm putting the acetate because we're going to make 3 shaker cards, because I'm also making 3 because I'm doing a test run to see if this tape really works and to see if it's high enough to make the foam balls move around. So there's my foam tape. It's double-sided foam tape, and literally the description on it says weather stripping, but it works so well because it's super high, and or the height is will accommodate the size of the foam balls. So I'm super happy, and I love that it's a quarter of an inch, so I don't have to do all that crazy, you know, cutting of the double foam tape. It's like the worst. So I'm just putting it around, and then I'm going to, I did search my stash because I wanted to get the most glitteriest things ever to put on the shaker card. Before I put the foam balls in, I'm going to do the powder tool to remove the stickiness. And then we're putting on some glitter. It looks like a lot, but I think the shine is just, it just makes it look more. Here's the infamous foam balls, and then we're moving it around, and it looks so pretty in person because there's like static cling going on, and all the glitter stuck to the foam balls, and it all matches the Distress Oxide inks, and I'm so pleased with how it turned out. And I think these are smaller. I know these are smaller foam balls than the ones that I used last year, so they're definitely going to move around because I wanted it to look like snow flurries in the background of my scene. I know, I'm so extra. It turned out so pretty. I apologize. The camera is, it's just really shiny because of the acetate. I couldn't wait. I wanted to see what the image looked like on the card, and I adore this one. It's so cute, and the penguins are so cute. And I don't believe penguins live in the forest, but they're in my forest. So it's so pretty, you guys. I love it so much. I have pictures in the end. It shows it better, but I'm really pleased at how these shaker cards turned out. So the next one I'm going to use, I'm just using glitter from my stash. I'm not going to buy new glitter, but I'm just using up the glitter that I already have. So here I'm putting less because that was kind of part of my test run. I think I put too much snow in the first card, so I'm putting less foam balls here and then more glitter, so I'm changing the ratio. I feel like a scientist. So, and I'm also backing it with a cream cardstock because I kind of wanted this like pink, brown, yellow kind of color thing. So you also have to make sure that you're pressing down on your shaker card so everything adheres nicely. So I was a little lazy on the foam tape on this one, so I noticed glitter was coming out of it. So I took some of my glue and I popped it into some of the crevices where the glue was leaking out, so I also felt like a construction worker. So we filled all of those holes in. So here is my third card. So I'm still playing with the ratio of glitter to foam ball. I'm making sure that it's not leaking stuff, and it was because I didn't have my tape flush and the glitter was just popping out. So I filled in those crevices with glue, and it dried fine. It was totally fine. I just don't like it when my shaker cards leak. So we're popping in the images. And then I'm calling these 3 shaker cards done. I'm also using the cream cardstock as my card base. I went all out on these cards. So we're just going to adhere them to the card bases right now. I hope you guys join me tomorrow because tomorrow we're making snow, and it was really fun, and we're doing watercoloring, so it's kind of a double feature. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel and tap on that bell to be notified of future videos. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Happy crafting and happy holidays. Bye, guys.